Well, it's about 12:30. We are parked at our next spot. We're gonna hike back into the rifle zone. We drove up to Dead Horse this afternoon after we got Shane's bowl all packed out. Got some gas, looked for some more caribou, didn't really see much. There's a lot of hunters the further up you get, kind of along the river and Dead Horse, and so we ended up coming all the way back down. We only saw one bull on our way up, other than some studs just cruising around Dead Horse in the no hunt zone. So we came back down, kind of similar region that we shot Shane's at, and we're gonna try another rifle camp, see how it goes. We're sitting here making dinner, and we set up the tents along the road, and we're gonna hike out tomorrow and see how it goes.
All right, we had some breakfast this morning, drove to our spot since we can't camp here, science and overnight camping, so we're ready to head off, hike in another 5 miles again. Chuck's bringing his bow just in case. Got my caribou stashed underneath there out of the rain, and then on top of all the sheds I've got my meat bag, so it's out of the rain and they get a little air around them. But yeah, we're going in. We ended up going a little south of where we were at before, but seems like it's a pretty good spot. So, and we didn't see any caribou by Dead Horse, so yeah, we're heading in.
Oh yeah.
See you soon. Feeling good.
Let's go west.
We're thinking we're gonna have 1 or 2 down by tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, guaranteed. A lot on that. Let's go. Well, we ended up walking out here like 6.5 miles. So we're probably almost 7 miles in from the road. But yeah, we wanted to come to this big river drainage that shoots straight that way. And we see like 7 caribou at least right now.
Counting 15.
Chuck just counted 15, which is a lot for what we've been seeing. So we are pretty pumped, and we're hoping.
Spread out, like.
Yeah, and they're kind of spread out, and we're hoping they just come right down this river. I mean, it would make the most sense that they'd come this way, but it's hard to say yet. So. But we're seeing caribou, so we're pumped.
Well, woke up this morning and we got snowed on through the night, as you can see. It's actually melted a little bit since I woke up, but still got some snow out here. And we can only see probably 100 yards. So we're not seeing anything. We're just kind of hunkered down, waiting for the fog to clear up, and then I think we're still planning on going to make a move on those caribou if we can ever see anything. So we're just waiting the fog out currently. All right, we're just about to hike out to where we saw those caribou last night. The fog's kind of starting to lift. You can see over there it's getting bright. The sun's starting to shine a little bit. We're just gonna hike over there and hopefully it clears up by the time we get there. And there's still caribou around. We were told they were kind of congregating in this area. And last night we saw about 30 caribou and they're heading all in different directions, and about half of them were starting to bed down. So we're hoping they're still in the area. So if not, we'll take a good hike. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, up there we might just have to go across. Alright, we just got across this river. Got on this little point and I spotted 4 caribou. One of the closer ones looked like a pretty good bull. They're kind of in this dark stuff. Probably about 1,000 yards out still, but in a pretty stockable spot. So we're gonna see what they are, and we might be on a stalk here shortly. He's similar. He's got a similar class of shames. I know, I don't understand why it's so.
1 or 2 tops maybe on both sides.
It's hard to tell if those are caribou out there or rocks. A bunch of them are rocks.
So we're gonna continue on these bulls. There's one that might be close to the size of mine. It's hard to get a really good look at him, but Johnny and Chuck want to go further in hopes of getting more into where most of the caribou were. There seems like there's more numbers over there, and we saw some bigger bulls last night, so they don't want to shoot these smaller ones if we can walk a mile further and shoot bigger ones. So we're going to keep working our way that way and glassing as we go.
There's 3 up there, there's 2 there, and then there's 2 down here. For sure. So there is more than we looked at so far.
Yeah.
But they're just pretty. Here, he's facing sideways now. Or he was. Alright, we're sitting here kind of in the middle of this little kind of crown-shaped hill. We're kind of in the middle of these little small humps. And we're just surrounded by the caribou, so we're in a good spot. We just kind of got to look them over and figure out which ones we want to go after. There's some over here, there's some over there. They're just kind of about 180 around us right now. I don't know what the deal is out here in the tundra. It kind of messes with your optics. Like, usually at home, we'd be able to look at these pretty good with the spotting scope. And here, you've got to be pretty close, otherwise the spotting scope's all blurry. So yeah, we're just trying to figure out what they are right now.
He either has one really nice shovel or 2.
After you work up that bottom.
Yeah. He's got the same fork bezes that Shane does, at least on one side.
No, he's got better bezes than Shane's.
Does he have 2 shovels or just one? He's got.
Alright, we've been sitting here looking at these bulls, and finally one came out that we saw at the very beginning. We just caught a glimpse of him, and he looked pretty solid, but then he kind of went down into the bottom for quite a while, but he just popped out. And he's a pretty nice bull. He's got good tops, good fronts. He's got a pretty solid frame on him. So I think we've decided he's a shooter for sure. We just got to figure out how we're gonna do it, who's gonna shoot him. And then hopefully they're far enough away from these caribou up the drainage from us that we should be able to kill him, get something taken care of with him, and then go put a stalk on these farther caribou and see if we can tag out. But yeah, so we just got to do a little planning, and it looks like we're gonna put a stalk on this guy. He's about 800 yards out right now.
All right. I'm staying back here. Got the spawning coop set up. Right now, Johnny and Chuck are on their way over there. I'm just hoping that bull stays there bedded, so just makes it easy on him.
Should be good, I think.
Well, they're about 15-20 minutes into their stalk. They had to go kind of back and drop off this edge to get up in the bottom that they're in without them seeing us. So I'm not sure where they're at now, but I'd imagine they're getting pretty close. The bull is still laying there very comfortable. Doesn't look like they're ready to shoot quite yet, but they're crawling in pretty close. Hoping once they get on that little rise.
About 300, maybe just under.
Ready, Chuck? Yep, I'm ready.
Oh, smacked him. He's down. He is down. All right, let's go see him. That's awesome. Yeah, that was pretty perfect. That thing's sweet. His shovels are cool.
All right, we left camp probably around, what was it, noon maybe, a little before. We were pretty snowed in this morning. Got a pretty good little blanket of snow. It was probably a good few inches through the night. So, and it was very fogged in this morning. So we were hunkered down in camp for the good first portion of the day. Finally started to clear up a little bit, so we got out of the tents and still couldn't see out where these caribou were, but we decided to go for it. Head out where we saw them yesterday, and we ran into these ones. Probably good 10 or 12 scattered out here on this flat before you get to the even bigger group past, which we're gonna go try to put a stalk on here in a minute. But ended up working out, ended up seeing this really solid bull out here, so we put a stalk on him, and they're still far enough, we're not gonna bother those caribou. So we decided to put a stalk on him real quick. Just had to cross this little creek bottom, got within 300 and made a perfect shot. he ran just a little ways and went down. So we're gonna gut him real quick and go try to make a stock on one for Chuck. So 2 down, 1 to go. Need to go get 1 more down, and then we're gonna be packing meat for the rest of the trip. So
a lot of meat. We got Johnny's bull all gutted and got it opened up, covered with the tarp. Keep it in the shade, but a lot of air should get through there. So we're hiking to find Chuckle Bull right now. Trying to get up on this ridge and do some glassing right now. We've got a group of 3 bulls about probably 800-900 yards away to our right. They look like a group of 3 smaller bulls, but we're hoping when we get to this ridge, we can see up that river bottom. See if we can find any of those bigger bulls from last night. So, we'll see. All right, we set up the spotting scope. We can't really tell exactly what these bulls are, but there's a couple in the bottom down here that are closer than the herd. So we're gonna get up to, I don't know if you can see it, but right there, little ridge. We're gonna get up there and that'll get us close enough to where we can really tell what they are. From there, we'll decide if we're gonna push on an extra 2 or 3 miles past these caribou to the herd, or if we're gonna try and take one of these if it's a good bull.
I think he's really similar to John.
I could be wrong, but it looked like he had double shovels too.
He
looks pretty
He's
solid.
a respectable bull.
Yeah, he's everything I wanted. I'm not gonna get more picky than that.
There's a bull right across the river.
Good spot there, spotted him.
We gotta skip across, get to that ridge, and hopefully we'll be in range. Hopefully they stick around. They're not moving really. Barely going left, but hardly.
Guys getting pretty technical.
Oh, no, we can't smoke those. They're just a little bit too low. He's trying to get his back up on top of that rock so he can shoot.
Wait till he turns broadside.
Okay. I'm ready when you are. That one hit him hard.
Alrighty, well, caribou number 3 down. After Johnny's, we just hiked a little further and got to a ridge and glassed, and there's just caribou scattered all over here. So we got to the end of the ridge, kind of a little closer, and started scoping them out. And there were some kind of like, I don't know, about 3 miles farther down the river bottom. Kind of a lot of heat waves, so we couldn't really tell what they were. And then there was 8 or 9 of them up here, and we were just on the other side of the river bottom, and we saw this guy and figured he looked pretty good, so we made the decision to come after him. So crossed the bottom, got to the top, and we had to just get a little bit further to see him, and we got to about 360 yards, and I shot, and I think the first one hit a little far back, but I eventually put him down, put one through kind of his shoulders. But yeah, pretty happy with him. He's a little bit more compact than I thought, but boy, it's a caribou in Alaska, and he's got tops, he's got little back scratchers, and he's got fronts. So yeah,
You bet. We're tagged out.
time to work.
All right, we got Chuck's bull quartered, boned, and in our packs. Now we're just gonna go over to Johnny's, which right now we just have gutted. So we got a quick quarter that one out, and yeah, hopefully make it back to camp tonight.
Hopefully.
We're running on no food, pretty much. But yeah, good spirits.
Oh yeah.
We're just gonna have to take a,
Tags are filled.
we're probably about 4 miles from camp right now. Johnny's bull is probably between 2.5 and 3, I'd say. Maybe
Yeah.
3.
Yep. I'd say 3. Yeah, we're probably 5 miles from camp, I bet.
Yeah. So yeah, we're probably about 5 miles from camp. But yeah, got a lot of long night ahead of us. But at some point, we're gonna be back at camp, tagged out, comfortable, eating dinner. Or might be more like breakfast, but we're gonna call it dinner.
It's about 11 o'clock. We finally got my bull and Chuck's bull packed up. And we got about 3 miles till camp. So yeah, it's gonna be a late night, but we're gonna make our way to the river bottom. It's a little bit easier walking down there and chip away at it. So we're packing meat for the rest of the trip. So we're gonna get after it.
All right, it's about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Took it easy this morning, and yeah, we're all packed up. Got 2 bulls in camp on our backs, so we're pretty heavy. We got about 7 miles to the road, or to the pickup. We're probably gonna do 3 or 4 today, depending on how we feel, and set up camp again, and just take our time getting out. No sense rushing. We got plenty of time now. We're all tagged out, so we're just gonna enjoy it.
All right, final push. Got 2 more miles. We'll be back to the pickup, and we'll be fishing and working our way back to Fairbanks for the rest of the trip.
Right. We'll be done with heavy packs.
Yep.
All right, got everything all loaded up. We're headed down the road. We're gonna work our way back to Fairbanks. Take some breaks to fish and find a good camp, and yeah, we're tagged out and we're packed out, so we're happy.
All right, just got down here towards the Yukon River. We're just a few miles short of it, and camping at a nice little campground they've got marked here. So we've got all our meat hung up on the fence. Got our bulls over there. Shane and Chuck are building a fire. Yeah, this is probably our last night. We're thinking camping up here on the Hall Road up towards the tundra. We're gonna be back in Fairbanks tomorrow and stay around there for the next few days. Cut up meat, freeze meat, get it ready to be flown back, and we're flying out Wednesday. All right, made it to Fairbanks. Found an Airbnb for the last few days until we fly out, and it's about perfect. We've got a 1-car garage, we've got a washer and dryer, showers, cutting space. Shane and Chuck are starting to cut up some meat, a freezer that should fit, we think, all of our meat. We're drying gear out, and yeah, other than that, we're just cutting and packaging meat. And we dropped off our antlers at the Fairbanks Tannery. So if anybody is wondering if it's possible to preserve velvet, it is. Take them to the Fairbanks Tannery. They'll tan your velvet onto the antlers to preserve it, clean your skull, ship it to you, do whatever. And it was pretty reasonably priced. About $450 is kinda, yeah, $390 to tan the velvet and clean the skull. And then with shipping to where we are, it's gonna be about $450. So we dropped them off there, and now we just gotta worry about meat. Yep.